First shocking revelation from Nadine Dorris's highly anticipated real-life political thriller, The Plot. The talkTV host takes aim at one of Downing Street's most shadowy figures. Referred to only as Dr. No, she claims the top Tory fixer had someone's pet rabbit dissected into 4 pieces and nailed to their house as a warning to an ex-girlfriend. Nadine also claims he's just one of a sinister cabal of unelected influential advisers who removed Boris Johnson from Downing Street. Nadine goes on to describe Dr. No as a man at the very top of the Conservative Party with full access to Downing Street, who's worked in Daid Cameron, Theresa May and Boris Johnson's administrations. She also alleges current Prime Minister Rishi Sunak doesn't move without seeking his advice first. Speaking on her show tonight, Nadine explained just how damaging these unelected power brokers are to democracy.
People believe that when they go to the ballot box, that their vote makes a difference, and it doesn't make any difference at all. And that was in the research that I undertook when I was writing this book. That was the biggest shock to me, because coming from my background in a council estate, all you have is your vote to affect change. In that vote lies all your hope. And actually, when people think power flows from that ballot box into Westminster, it doesn't.
Yeah, well, do you know what? I actually know who it is. I whispered in Nadine's ear a name and she confirmed, yes, it is. I knew straight away. As soon as I read the headlines, I was like, I know who that is, because I've had dealings with this person, not least when I was at UKIP and then at the Brexit Party, because he really does. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, it's like, you know, don't look into those eyes. But no, I mean, there is a very sinister underbelly of the Conservative Party. I can't say the same for the Labour Party. I have never had dealings with them, but certainly in my role as, you know, Brexit agitateur-in-chief, they tried to pull off all sorts of dodgy deals, nefarious threats. I mean, we even saw it during, whether you liked Brexit or not, when the Brexit Party was standing candidates in 2019, they were publishing the names and contact details of all of our candidates, asking people to threaten them to stand down. That's the sort of thing Erdogan in Turkey might want to do. I mean, I actually think it's about time politics in the UK cleaned up their act, and why there's somebody unelected with access to cabinet meetings, 10 Downing Street, with a dodgy past.
Hang on a second. Let's deal with the House of Lords then, shall we? And have a look
don't get me started on that lot.
Parachuted in there. And then the other thing which I find so extraordinary about all of this is that, you know, here she is writing about the downfall of Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson was the downfall of Boris Johnson. He did everything possible. And the thing is that he had more chances than any other politician would have had to stay in post. He was kind of given warnings, given second chances, third chances, and then he was his own downfall. It's just astonishing.
I don't disagree with that, but my feeling is the Conservative Party play parlour games in Parliament, which has put the whole country in stasis for the past 13 years, frankly. They're like a load of kids in a debating society, arguing, faction fighting. You know, it's sort of common room politics, isn't it?
I think we could argue
this is quite sinister.
I think we could argue the same for most politicians from any party. There's dark arts across the board. But if this guy's cutting up rabbits, that is what the scientific people, the psychologists, whatever, would say is the behaviour of someone who's psychotic. That's what mass murderers go on to do. Serial killers, they dissect animals, they kill animals when they're kids, and then they grow up to be serial killers. So I feel like Nadine should probably out this person, because this isn't like a little bit of tittle-tattle. If this is true, this person needs to be named and taken out of politics.
And also, sorry to interrupt, Avia, but if now it's in a book, how come this wasn't actually brought to anybody's investigated way before now?
It's been known about in political circles. You know, this guy is known about.
But I'm just saying that
if I knew who it was, then you know how many other people do.
But if it is so known, and you know, and Nadine knows, and you know James probably knows, and why has nobody said anything about it before now? You know, I mean, is it just that he casts such a net of fear that everybody is scared? It's giving like scandal, B6.
And also, sorry, but you know,
vibes.
This is not just in a vacuum, is it? You know, there are people. You know, surely you go to somebody and you say, Rishi, you know that bloke? He's just threatened me. With this.
And Rishi's thinking, what dirt has he got on me?
Okay.
Is he going to topple
or you
me
do
next?
it with, you know, or with Boris Johnson. You go, what? You know that bloke over there? He's just said this to me.
Yeah.
Or he's done this. Why did nobody? Or
is there no real proof of it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or is it because he knows where all the bodies are buried because he buried them himself?
There are an awful lot of them.
Also,
I mean,
that's
politics
the point,
is cloak and dagger at the end of the day.
Can I just add as well? Do vote. Your vote does count. Your vote does make a difference. That's the whole point of this country's democracy.
Yeah, that was just not very.